Poltergeists, ghosts, spirits, tales of terror have been told since the dawn of time itself. But are they mythical exaggerations meant to scare children? Or real-life hauntings that still sends a chill down the neck of your spine? Welcome to Terror Tales. I'm Josef Houldsworth, and throughout a series of episodes, I'm going to be taking you on a journey around the UK's most unsuspecting haunted locations. During the show, we will have members of Blackpool's sixth form becoming ghost hunters for the evening. We'll give you exclusive looks into some of the most haunted sites and a binaural experience that'll leave you to question your beliefs. In today's episode, we look at Bewitched Blackpool, a seaside town famous in its golden years for the clear sea air and tourist attractions such as the Blackpool Tower. But Blackpool has never been short of paranormal stories that go beyond the mist of the sea. But first, we travelled to the busy town centre of Blackpool.
Right, they're talking about ghosts today. Spirits, in fact. Not the white kind, what you drink. The ones that move in the night. But yes, Ouija boards, they do work. They frighten you to death, I'm telling you. You could be in a red hot room, but when they come, they take that room freezing cold. So don't even do a Ouija board, because you will need a priest. Definitely. But yes, spirits, I think, do fly around all over. Houses, flats. I think they even drive in cars as well.
No. I think I'm more frightened, really. I think.
Personally, I don't believe in supernatural things, but I can believe that this town in nights have perfect spots when you can go and feel scary. There's a lot of paints on walls, old ones hide between behind, for example, restaurants or something. When you found them, they look seriously creepy.
I just don't believe in them at all. Not really. Not enough evidence. Yeah, there's no proof. Not much proof. Give me some proof and I'll change my mind.
I do, and because I've been growing up with someone who has done it for like, do you know Most Haunted, the TV show? My mum goes around with them on different places around the country. Been in there, Loudville, in St Lytham, Winter Gardens as well, and I've seen stuff in there that's unexplainable. So.
Now that we know what the public opinion is on ghosts in the area, let's go to our first location and see if they're right. We travelled to Frenchman's Cove, in the cold, misty heart of Blackpool. Originally a tobacco warehouse, Frenchman's Cove has been amongst the town for decades, and the building has had several regenerations, from a restaurant to a local pub. Much to the displeasure of the spirit that manifests itself inside. The owners of Frenchman's Cove has changed continuously over the years, as many of the staff has said to have felt someone watching them as they work, particularly when in the basement. We spoke to one of the longest serving customers of Frenchman's Cove to see if he could tell us anything about the ghostly happenings.
My name is Melvin John Dring. What occurs about that Frenchman outside, to be honest with you, when that was put in there. Ever since that's been there, it's got a bit ghostly stories in here. Things have been thrown off glasses off the things like that. In the cellar, I've heard that moving about and it gets cold and eerie, but it's just cold and eerie down there anyway. But
the story of the spirit, called Laura Schoons from Scarborough, has been lost throughout the constant change of ownership and now remains a little more than a myth from Chinese whispers. A dead end? Are the tales in Blackpool purely made for commercial gain? Or perhaps we just have to travel a little bit further to find what we're looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, ghosts and ghouls, during this segment we have used advanced technology to bring you 3D binaural sound. You can watch without headphones, but if you really want an immense experience, watch out for this sign, which will signal you to put your headphones in and turn up the volume. Good luck. As a child, I used to play near Deadman's Drop, and I always used to hear the stories about Deadman's Drop. But as I walk closer, it starts to get colder, and I start to regret ever going through that gate. Welcome. Today we are here in the little dainty town of Presall, just outside of Blackpool, to discover the haunted happenings that are said to roam around Deadman's Drop. The story goes that a little girl used to play inside Deadman's Drop, and on the hills, and even made a swing until she fell and died. Deadman's Drop has since become abandoned, unused, derelict. And today I will be taking you on a tour around Deadman's Drop and see if we can summon the ghost of so many years ago. As I move closer, despite my brave face, I started to understand why I never played here in the dark. Now for those of you who are watching on an online streaming service, plug your headphones in now to be fully immersed in a 3D sound paranormal adventure. That was an interesting thing, wasn't it?
Yes.
Basically, we're at Deadman's Drop. Now, I used to play here as a kid. It was already overgrown when I was a kid, but it's become so much more overgrown since I was here last. And so we were going down the path. Now we got to the main area, which was okay. It was a bit steep and stuff. And then we were going to where the actual Deadman's Drop is. This is where the fall part is, and it's now we tried to go the route. Now I don't know. We must have gone down the wrong route. We went down the lower route rather than the higher route because we couldn't find the higher route. But we didn't notice this until we got to the end. Did we? I said, didn't we?
No. And at that point we weren't actually filming. We were just getting a tour of the area.
Yeah, just surveying the bits that we were going to film. And it was very, very hard, wasn't it, to get down going the lower route anyway.
Oh.
So when we then we saw we got to the bottom. Or not the bottom, it was midway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
By the time we got up, we couldn't go back down because we'd fall and we'd possibly go all the way down, and we couldn't go back because by the time we got up so far, we kind of got stuck. I mean, if we cut to an image, you'll see how steep it was. We had to do it in parts because we had a camera with us, didn't we? And,
yeah, it was kind of like you go up a little bit, I'll past the camera. I'll go up a little bit past the camera. But at some point, it got so tricky that we had to split up. So
you went the left-hand side, I went the right side.
I went the left, he went the right. He was grabbing roots, and I had to grab thorns.
I was pushing on the floor, just crawling at points, and you can see where it's gone down there. And it was just really hard. I was grabbing the roots, and then you were going up, and we were trying to guide one another. So we get to a pit stop. We usually swap the camera around till we got to the same pit stop, but then we had to go separate ways because the right hand side that went up was too hard for Sam with the camera, so we had to go over to the left to get up, and it was certainly an interesting experience. But whilst all this was happening, we kept hearing these noises, these fox almost like, and Zara, who was our other camera operator, who decided to stay where she was whilst we went down this path, also heard some stuff, but she can tell you about that.
So what did you experience while me and Sam were going through that?
Well, I was just sat there for about probably half an hour, maybe more, and it was fine at first because the light was still there, so I'd just look up, but it was so weird because every time I'd look up to just try and look at the sky and figure out, like, you know, how long it's going to take until the sun sets, every time you'd look up you'd hear the grass or, you know, like the leaves moving from the bottom, and every time you'd look down it would stop as soon as you looked down. So it felt like you needed to be looking there in order for it not to make a noise. As that sounds so like stupid, but every time you looked away you heard something. As soon as I went up with the other team members, I said to them, did you hear them, the kids screaming and like laughing and stuff, and they said that they didn't hear anything, but about 10 minutes into sitting there I started hearing, like, they were really young, you could tell because of like the high pitch of the voice, and they were just saying, oh, come on, let's play, come on, let's play. So I looked over because as the longer I waited there, the closer they seemed to be coming. At one point I thought they'd literally come past me and I'd have to move out of the way because they felt so close towards me. It felt like they were coming up the drop of the, you know, the side of the hill where I was waiting at. And then it must have been nearly half an hour because I thought, I was checking the time, I was thinking, oh, they'll be nearly back soon because they only went down to check out one of the paths. And I thought it was one of the other camera operator actually trying to play a joke on me, trying to scare me. And I started hearing this wind up. At first I heard the wind up, so I thought, oh, maybe someone's come past on a bike. And then I heard it was like winding up. And then it was like one of them old nursery rhymes started playing, and it's like, and I can't say the tune because it was just so creepy, and I thought they must have been playing like a joke on me because it was one of them moments where it's like, oh, it's got to be a joke, and it only lasted for about 4 seconds, if that, and then, but no one appeared, and I was still by myself for at least maybe another 10 minutes after that until I heard them two come back and they shouted me, and then after that it just, yeah.
Okay. I should say, as presenting this, we've just been through this experience. We haven't filmed yet. We are going to continue filming and bring you a 3D sound experience, but obviously this experience that we've just been through has just shaped this completely differently. So we're still going to give it a go, but we're going to carry on and we're going to do the next bit of filming. But yeah, this is what we've just experienced.
So, now prepare for the 3D sound experience. Obviously you've just seen what we've been through ourselves. We're now an hour and a half behind in production scheduled time, so it's a lot darker than what we would have even planned to have done. So we're going to head down back to the main part where you can see the rope on the tree, which has also fallen down, and the mangled mess that is still left there from many years ago. So if you'd like to follow me, I'm going to take you down now. This is a steep part.
It'll be okay, I think.
Right.
Right.
It's rather steep, as you can probably tell. This is just the top area. This is where people with the housing and school they used to come from. Fleetwood Charity School, where she was rather young, with her primary school. She'd come down this path to come to the swing set that she made with the rope. So she'd used to travel from the school, come across the fields, down here. There's yeah. So if you'd like some.
Sorry, do you want to get one?
Head down.
Okay.
Let's carry on heading down. I swore I just heard something.
I thought I just saw something behind me.
Can we get through the light?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Does...
Okay. Now we're going to take the safest route possible. We were originally, should have been a bit lighter, which we were planning, going to head down here. Yeah, if the camera comes forward, we should be able to see. If it had been a bit lighter, we were going to head down here. But instead we're going to head down here, as this is the safest route possible. If you zoom in on the road down there, you see this is where the tree has fallen, and you can see.
You can see all the particles. That. Can you see that?
Can you see it?
There's like all like right in the place where.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just.
Can you see that white figure?
Yeah.
Can you see that white figure?
See the tangled mess, and can you point to the tree trunk? Can you see the tree trunk? Oh, that's.
I can see a little bit of glass by my feet, so just watch out. There you go.
Yeah. Wait, what's that?
What?
Up by that tree there.
Oh shit.
Right, let's keep going. I'm gonna head down. You hear that? We're gonna head down here. This is the best way to go. I'm pretty sure I heard something then. I'm not sure if you were able to hear it. No, let's carry on. So I'm sorry if you'd like to follow. Just head down here. So she used to come down here, slide down, and play by the tree. But obviously, as you can tell, it fell down. And this is where she died. Now the ghost is said to haunt here every Friday night, which is the night we were also filming on. It was the last day of school, and it was every Friday she'd come down here and play.
Joseph.
Can you hear that? Let's carry on.
Sorry.
You can get a closer look here of the tree trunk itself, and where it's snapped.
It's on the camera. I attracted the light.
Yeah. And, right. But the girl in question was said to have, unfortunately, no friends at the time. So she was very lonely as a little girl. And possibly one of the suggestions of why she keeps coming back to Deadman's Drop is to find a friend to play with. She was not found until the next day. So she unfortunately spent the whole night in agony. Whilst she slowly died, unfortunately, it was not a quick death for her. And she died alone, as she had been for a lot of her life. Did you hear that?
Swear to God.
Right. If you'd like to follow us. Our main priority for us now is just to get to the exit. I swear I heard footsteps. Did you see anything over there?
I thought I saw eyes through the bushes, like an animal's eyes.
No. Down here. Swamp.
Oh.
Anyway, let's just keep going this way.
Watch the nettles.
Our main aim is almost like an escape mission. Just to try and get out after what we've already experienced. We're just trying to literally get home now. So this is a big block. As you've seen from the other camera, the actual cliff itself is another place where she used to swing. Now the majority of that area has disappeared. The land itself has crumbled in on itself, and there's not much left of that swing. There was several swings she made down the forest. We were hoping to inspect both and show you both, as we are unsure about which swing it was that she fell from. It was either this one that you've seen today or the one that was closest to the big cliff edge on Deadman's Drop. We are unsure of it itself, but she was said to have played throughout and on all the swings that she made herself. Obviously, all unsafe, all just with a piece of rope. Which is of course why trees end look like that. Almost completely broken. And since then, Deadman's Drop, as you can see, is not looked after since she fell. I used to play here as a kid in open day, but none of us ever dared come here at night. For the reasons that you see, and as every year goes by, it becomes ever more overgrown, and the story becomes ever more lost. When you type in Deadman's Drop into Breezle, it's still suggested on Google, Deadman's Drop Breezle, it's still suggested as a walking route. I swear, I just heard that. Like I was saying, in the left hand corner you'll be able to see the website, which this is suggested to be sorry, was something there?
Mm.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah, it sounded like footsteps.
As we were saying, this is suggested to be a medium difficulty walk. But as you can tell from the walk we've just experienced, this is no longer a walkway as it is suggested anymore after it's been left into this condition. If you take a look up, you see the pool which you can pull down. That's still where the tree used to be. We are closest to the exit now than ever before. Can you hear that? almost like a xylophone. Can you hear that?
What?
What is that?
So it's coming from down there. Anyway, let's just keep walking. We are close to the exit than we have ever been. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna have some. Let's come out.
Action.
And so we've finally exited Deadman's Drop. It has been a very strange experience for the whole crew. This is certainly one of the most truly haunting places we've found in Blackpool. And it's certainly been an experience for us all.
My name's Jim Byrne and I'm currently a key worker working with the Wellbeing Prevention Early Help Service. The story, as I understand it, is one Christmas, sometime in the 1970s I think it was, the caretaker was supposed to go away with his family on holiday. The head teacher changed the leave requests and made him stay and kind of look after the building and the school over the Christmas period. While his family went on holiday, there was an accident and I think he lost one of his kids or something in the accident. And when he found out about it, he then kind of blamed himself and ended up hanging himself in the building. The rooms that I believe the haunting takes place in most is downstairs on the main floor. We used to have 2 rooms just next to the door and the entrance to the hall. They've now been converted to toilets. That used to be labelled room 12 and 13, and they used to have the most significant amount of action and kind of noises and doors opening by themselves and things like that. Up in this room itself as well is one of the ones where there's been a lot of noises heard, particularly down the corridor outside there where the toilet is. And then the coffee bar. The coffee bar, I don't know if that's just a favourite haunt of ghosts to mess about with crockery and plates, but the coffee bar seems to see a bit of action as well. In 2010 we had a sleepover on Halloween night, basically because we knew there was some kind of level of haunting or activity in the building and we thought it would be fun to have a sleepover. And yeah, during that night we had some cameras ourselves going, recording in night vision, dared people to kind of go in rooms in pairs and try and survive for 2 minutes and what have you. And just the range of noises that we picked up were quite creepy, you know, heavy breathing, just noises of things scraping and moving and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, kind of laugh about it at the time, but I think there were a few of them that were quite scared by some of the noises they heard.
And a bit of singing the spines.
An interesting interview from Jim there, telling us about the hauntings that the caretaker has been responsible for in Milton Street Primary School. But tonight, we send our ghost hunters in alone in the dark to roam around the corridors to see if they can bring back the ghost of the caretaker from so many years ago. And here they are. Our ghost hunters include So Faye, what do you think is going to happen tonight? Will you bump into any ghosts or ghouls?
I don't really know. We'll have to see.
Alex, anything to add on to that?
Or from previous experience, can't tell. Could be fake, could be proper haunting.
Josh, do you think you'll get out alive?
Perfectly fine. I don't believe in any kind of supernatural stuff.
I'll be communicating with our ghost hunters through walkie-talkies. Be careful. The 3rd floor on the right wing is where the caretaker is said to have died, and his ghost is still said to roam 3rd floor. Good luck. Please enter the realms of hell to get through to Milton Street Primary School. Will they survive? Will they find a ghost? Let's see.
Pull that door open.
It's just like making old stuff from like the wire. It's like, oh, this looks like a really tight with like a really old thing.
What's it look like?
Lancashire Castle. Never mind. Oh, that's freaky. That's got like old kids writing and stuff on it.
What if there's a ghost up here? Down here?
It's just like more rooms. Ready?
Doesn't it? It's cold as an exit.
It's really cold down here.
It gets cold as you go down. It gets really cold as you go down.
Yeah, probably because that's the door to outside.
It's because of the ghost.
It's like getting really cold.
It gets freezing.
Outside. Is
that
like
it's really cold?
Wait, tell me.
David's in there. Conquered him.
Right, look,
like all the stuff is still out, like cups.
What the fuck is that? That is so weird.
That's like, it's like they were all in there and then they had to leave in a rush.
Yeah, it looks like they've all just suddenly had to leave.
Actually, no, there wasn't a hole there before.
What?
There's been a hole smashed into the wall.
There's been a hole smashed into the wall. That wasn't there before.
That wasn't there before.
And I heard a tap. I heard a tap before.
Yeah, you can't break through the walls that easily, can you?
No. Like, what type of wall is this? Okay, so it's quite thin, but it's got like a...
I could easily kick through that.
It's not like flimsy. So it wouldn't have been...
Does it look like it's pretty like fresh and fit though? Like,
Fresh.
Yes, it looks like really fresh.
It does. It looks. I'm having way too much fun with this. You need to stop.
now in the presence of ghosts. We are reading from our monitors that there is spooky activity coming from either the left or the right wing of the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor on the right-hand wing is where the caretaker is said to have hung himself and died, and where the staff room is and where his ghost is meant to roam. But on the left-hand side there also seems to be some ghostly activity from where the storage room was, and what was stored there was stored by the caretaker. See if you can enter the left wing first and see if you can access his storage occupants. Update me on this and be careful not to die.
Yeah, check it.
Let's wait until like you come away to Laura a bit. Like you've got the biggest line. Look at all the wallpaper. You can tell it's not been like
Room 16.
Your
This
voice
is-
is creepier than the actual hide. Where did he hide it from? Why is the thing taken that off? So that's room 15.
Try and. Can you not open it?
Let's try. No, don't use it.
Can I open? This is the place where the caretaker always used to be, that can keep his stuff. He killed himself on the other floor.
Guess no. Someone's in here. There's a ghost present. Unlock room 15.
Incoming transmission, incoming transmission. Ghost hunters, did you find anything on the left-hand wing?
It's
If not, report back to your main base, and we'll see what we can find at the right-hand wing.
It's the same on
It
the
does
side,
sound
isn't
like
it?
somebody in there.
Yeah.
But like, I just kind of wish we could get it. I know.
We're going into the room that we filmed the interview in, okay?
Right, I'm sorry, but you don't trust me to go first. I run ahead and scare you. It smells funny.
It does
Are
smell
we
really
going up
weird.
there?
Okay, we're heading up.
It smells awful.
Is that where it comes? Is that where it happened?
It's not as corroded up there. I'm not smelling you.
You ready?
Wait.
Ghost hunters, in here is where the teachers used to talk. New information has been discovered in history books.
Guys, just get in the middle of the room.
What happened was the head teacher changed the legislation on holidays. He was meant to go with his family on holiday. The head teacher changed the legislation on holidays, and where his family was meant to go on holiday to Tenerife. Unfortunately, the caretaker was made to stay. His son died whilst in Tenerife, and he was still here in England.
Just got those bits in the next one.
It's this bathroom right here. Sorry.
The attic's
That's
open.
the attic, yeah.
And
It
did
was
you
one of the
realise
poles.
empties had airwick?
We're in here. This is the exact spot where he killed himself, in this bathroom. They used to have poles here, and that's what he wrapped around. You know, because you can kind of see some of the old of them. Like there, you can see the old piping that they used to have.
Ghost of the haunted janitor, we come in peace. Please reveal yourself.
What the fuck?
Can you try and make that noise again? Try and contact us in any way possible.
Joseph for me.
Can we ask the ghost a question?
Yeah.
Right,
We're going to try and
one
contact it
knock
again.
For yes, two knocks. If this is the ghost
Ask
of
it
the
louder.
janitor, one knock for yes and two knocks for no.
That's getting closer.
Yeah.
That's getting much closer.
Yeah,
It's
but I don't
moving
know what
here.
we should do because.
It's coming from me, yeah.
And that door or this door?
Try and open that door.
There's like tissue stuffed in it. Look at that.
Ask it if he wants us to leave.
If you'd like us to leave, one knock for yes, two knocks for no. Let's get to repeat it. Ghost, we ask for your permission to leave. One knock is yes, two knocks is no, and if you don't knock at all, that means
Or it can follow us.
Ghost! We ask your permission to leave. Please let us leave in peace and let you rest in peace.
No, that was weird. That was really weird.
Dan, what did you find in the rooms?
Oh, there were so many knocks, and there was always, I can't even speak, there was so much noise going on. This has gone off.
Perhaps some ghostly interference there.
Apparently, it was fully charged. Wow, and it's gone.
Perhaps the caretaker was able to take care of its battery. Josh, how did you find it up there?
It was just, I don't know, it just went cold. My room went, it was boiling, and then it was a deadly cold.
Speechless, you may say.
Yeah, speechless.
Moving on to the girls in the group. Alex, haunting or?
Meh. I've seen better hauntings. But I may say, gave me chills.
Kind of a straight face. Amelia, what were your experiences?
Just kept going really cold. And then there was loads of knocks. Someone saw a shadow on a mirror.
Wow.
Crazy.
Do you feel that this was the caretaker spirit trying to call to you? Do you feel there was a message?
I think there could be.
And to the team of two over here, how do you believe it went? Were you scared? We heard a lot of running from downstairs.
We didn't really run much.
You didn't run?
No.
We caught that one. We caught.
We wasn't running. No, we didn't run at all.
Oh, that's a bit interesting. You felt that there was certainly
There's definitely something there. Especially up there where
in room 50.
13.
Yeah.
Definitely. It felt really cold.
Yeah, and there was so many knocks, like he was really responsive. I think he was trying to tell us something. No, I feel like I found something up there because it was like when we were in the room where he killed himself, I think he was trying to communicate with us, but every time we kept asking, can we leave, he was starting to be unresponsive because I think, because no one's contacted him in so long, he wanted us to ask him other questions, but because a lot of the time he was saying, can we leave, it was probably agitating him, so he thought if we don't respond, if he doesn't respond, we can ask him other questions. So like if we spent more time up there, we would have got some good communication from him. But obviously the time was limited, but he was definitely trying to tell us something, but I think it's obviously difficult to try and communicate with the knocks, but there's definitely something up there.
So here we can conclude that Milton Street is truly haunted. And if you want to catch a ghost, here is the place to find it.
So does this confirm the suspicions of you ghost believers? Or does this only further your appetite for more proof? Thank you for watching, and until next time,